Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. A bold move that could lead the Warriors to reclaim their NBA dynasty is to make a trade that would shock the entire NBA. Take star Austin Reaves from rival Los Angeles Lakers in exchange for players. If the Warriors pull off this trade, they would have a great roster, because Austin Reaves is at his peak and can still improve and become a great all-star, playing alongside Stephen Curry. The Warriors would get rid of Jonathan Kuminga, who has been causing problems and disagreements with coach Steve Kerr, and bring in the phenomenal Austin Reaves. Would the Lakers agree to part with Austin Reaves? Perhaps yes, because he will be a free agent in 2026 and could leave at no cost. The Golden State Warriors could use a third star to pair with Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler in the Bay. In a hypothetical blockbuster three-team trade idea crafted by Sports Illustrated's Alan Goldsher, the Dubs would land a 6'5" Los Angeles Lakers star guard coming off a career year. Golden State's shooting guard situation hasn't been optimal since Klay Thompson decamped in Dallas Mavericks, which continues to be the case heading into the 2025-26 campaign, as ESPN's depth chart currently has Brandon Podziemski starting at the 2, and, spoiler alert, Pods ain't exactly a championship-level producer, Goldsher wrote Wednesday. Austin Reaves, however, has the potential to be just that, and with Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and even Buddy Hield sucking up defensive oxygen, Reaves should have plenty of open looks. This also solves the Dubs' Jonathan Kuminga problem, and lands them, Kelly Olynyk, a reliable veteran big off the bench, something for which they're desperate. The Lakers would receive Lauri Markkanen and Chris Dunn, the Warriors would receive Reaves and Olynyk, and the Utah Jazz would receive Kuminga, Rui Hachimura, a 2029 first-round pick, via the Lakers, and a 2030 first-round pick, via the Warriors, in Goldsher's multi-team trade concept. Reaves' sensational 2024-25 campaign should leave no doubt that he's a star in the big leagues. The Oklahoma product looked more comfortable than ever as Los Angeles's number 3 scoring option, showcasing his ability to create his own shot in one-on-one situations and play his best regular season basketball in crunch time. Reaves averaged a career-best 20.2 points and 5.8 assists per game while shooting 46% from the field and 37.7% from three. Although the 27-year-old wasn't the same player in the postseason, there's no logical argument to be made that he isn't a high-level asset trending upward. Reaves' steady perimeter jumper combined with his late-game magic would give Curry, Butler, and the Dubs hope entering the 2025-26 campaign. Golden State shouldn't be hesitant to surround its new dynamic duo with a contributor who could help it capture an NBA title next June. Warriors' absolute disregard for Jonathan Kuminga relationship is baffling. This makes no sense. As the Golden State Warriors have attempted to find a resolution to their contractual standoff with Jonathan Kuminga this offseason, the two sides have come to a serious impasse regarding which party would have more leverage in a potential signing. Yet, as NBA insider Jake Fisher notes, both parties could come to an agreement on a 2-year, tradable deal, but the Warriors are holding fast to their demand of a team option that could cause the relationship between Kuminga and the organization to degenerate even more. Given the fact that Kuminga's strife with the front office has already been publicized, and that he will likely be coming back next season no matter what, this could be a sign of the trouble that lies ahead for Golden State. Warriors have slighted Kuminga every step of the way. Coming into the offseason, it was widely rumored that Kuminga's camp would be seeking a long-term deal somewhere in the $25 to $30 million range of annual value. While the front office has always been high on Kuminga since they drafted him, such a demand was certain to cause issues, as his long-term fit within the organization carries loads of questions. The Warriors, therefore, shifted toward the approach of attempting to get Kuminga's party to agree to a short-term, tradable deal, one where Kuminga could be traded next season and then could become an unrestricted free agent at its expiration. However, NBA insider Jake Fisher has now shed more light on Golden State's demands, saying, "I think that Jonathan Kuminga's side would take this 2-year, $45 million offer that's been on the table if he were to get a player option in year 2, but I was told yesterday from various sources that Golden State is going to be holding firm on the fact that that second year is going to be a team option." On the one hand, the desire for a team option on the side of Golden State's front office makes sense. Given the questionable fit of Kuminga with the team's primary options, including Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green, there is serious potential for his return to end in disastrous fashion. If this is the case, the team would be able to cut their losses after the first year of the contract, granting them enhanced flexibility heading into the final year of their current championship window. From Kuminga's side, however, this has to seem like another slight from an organization that has not valued him according to his worth for the duration of his career to this point. Why would he accept a deal that signifies such an obvious lack of faith in his abilities? Why would he give up all of his leverage after he has just gained it for the first time in his career? No matter what, the situation this offseason has gotten uglier and uglier, and it remains to be seen what the lasting impact will be on Kuminga's relationship with the organization. Warriors' rumored target would give them something they haven't had in years. This could be a major boost. Ever since the Golden State Warriors traded Andre Iguodala in the 2019 offseason, they've scarcely had a bona fide sixth man capable of providing consistent winning impact to the organization. Buddy Hield threatened to be just that early last season, but fell off a cliff quite dramatically before finding life again in the playoffs. Usually by this point of the offseason all the key contributors have signed somewhere in the league, yet the unique nature of this year's restricted free agents has stalled others on the market, including a recent Sixth Man of the Year winner. Malcolm Brogdon could give the Warriors a bona fide sixth man. Veteran point guard Malcolm Brogdon remains an unrestricted free agent and could be available at a significant discount, having just completed a 2-year, $45 million contract. Along with fellow guards DeAnthony Melton, Seth Curry, Gary Payton II and most shockingly Josh Giddey, the Warriors reportedly hold some interest in Brogdon according to NBA insider Jake Fisher earlier in the week. I still think Malcolm Brogdon is still someone to keep an eye for the Warriors. To my understanding, Golden State looked at Brogdon on the trade market back during last season when the Warriors were looking at options for DeAnthony Melton as a trade chip, Fisher said. He's been on their radar for some time, he's definitely still on their radar now. We're just 2 years removed from Brogdon winning Sixth Man of the Year during his lone season with the Boston Celtics, having averaged 14.9 points, 4.2 rebounds, and 3.7 assists while shooting 48.4% from the floor and 44.4% from three-point range. Brogdon has been limited to just 63 total games over the last 2 years, but his numbers have remained steady in averaging nearly 15 points, nearly 4 rebounds and 5 assists with the Portland Trail Blazers and Washington Wizards respectively. The injury issues are an undoubted concern, yet that's also why Brogdon could be available on a minimum contract in free agency. A healthy version of Brogdon could provide the Warriors with a steady and reliable veteran presence off the bench, something Iguodala couldn't really provide upon his return in 2021, and who others have struggled to fill the void of. Otto Porter Jr. might be the closest the Warriors have had to that type of player in the last 5 years, which is ironic given he too came to the franchise with extensive injury concerns. Perhaps that could motivate Golden State into taking a risk on Brogdon, particularly given his ball handling and playmaking could ease the burden on the shoulders of a 37-year-old Stephen Curry. Warriors trade for former top Duke recruit to bolster center depth. The Golden State Warriors made a move at the G League level that could pay center dividends down the road. Their affiliate in Santa Cruz announced a trade to acquire Marques Bolden from the Osceola Magic. Bolden was a high-ranking recruit who spent 3 college seasons at Duke. He never quite lived up to the hype there, but he did make 24 starts for the Blue Devils and won 2 ACC titles. The 6'10", 249-pound center went undrafted in the 2019 draft. He has started 2 NBA games and played in 18 total across 3 NBA seasons, appearing for the Cavaliers, Bucks, and Hornets. At the NBA level, the 27-year-old Bolden has averaged 2.4 points and 2.3 rebounds per game while making 64.3% of his shots from the floor. Bolden has shown well at the G League level in his career, putting up 10.8 points, 7.6 rebounds, and 1.6 blocks per game. He has appeared in the G League for the Canton Crage, Salt Lake City Stars, Wisconsin Herd and Greensboro Swarm. the last 2 summer league sessions, Bolden has played for the Warriors. This summer, the big fella put up 4.2 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 1.2 blocks per game in 14.8 minutes per contest. The Warriors are still waiting for their NBA center situation to play out, particularly with Al Horford, who remains a free agent. It can't hurt to add a bruising center like Bolden into the lower rungs of the organization to keep nearby just in case he's needed down the road. Warriors could have perfect trade resolution to Jonathan Kuminga saga. The Golden State Warriors have struggled to find the right pieces through the draft in recent years, but they might be able to fix one of those issues. Over the past few years, the Warriors have mostly been struggling to find consistent success. While their title run in 2022 was the culmination of the first post-Kevin Durant era moves, they haven't been able to find any real success since. With a couple of disappointing second-round exits and a play-in loss in the 3 years since, the Warriors are coming to terms with some of their not-so-great decisions. One of Golden State's most questionable decisions in recent memory was selecting Jonathan Kuminga in the 2021 draft with the number 7 pick. However, as Jake Fisher recently revealed, Kuminga wasn't the Warriors' ideal target. Instead, the Warriors were hoping to land Josh Giddey, who went a pick earlier to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Fisher also noted recently that if there were any possibility of a Kuminga-Giddey swap, Golden State could be interested. Considering Kuminga's relationship with the Warriors is rather rocky, a sign-and trade has been on the table all summer and would likely still be within reach if the right situation pops up. However, this situation is probably nothing more than a hopeful dream from the Warriors' side. The Chicago Bulls have seemed committed to Giddey throughout the restricted free agency process, looking to work out a deal they view as reasonable after the Australian point guard had a solid first season in Chicago.